So this is the subject very important for any founder or maybe for entrepreneurship. It is very important role to play because any management team or any founder, unless they don't have a good team and unless you don't have a right team in your organization, there is very less possibility whatever great plan you have you can really execute and take the great result out of it. So team is very important role to play in any of the success for any entrepreneur. So we'll try to understand what all we need to take a precaution when we are hiring a team, when we are talking about the management part, where things can go wrong. So one by and a step by step, we will try to cover all the part. Okay. So let's talk about the team management. So word itself is very clear to make a understanding about the team and management. If we split both separately, so we'll understand the word is team, which is need to be taken care separately, and management is to be taken care separately. So what exactly mean by team and what is the meaning and the role of management, we'll try to cover here. So let's understand step by step. One is, so in case if you see, there is two way you can take the team management interpretation. Lot of time what words we understand, whatever we are conceiving, perceiving, that in that way only we are delivering and trying to portray the subject to the people as well. How we understand the subject, that makes a lot of difference. How we have a belief system, what kind of a understanding we have about that subject make a lot of difference. Now you can see this two word or maybe the team management in two different perspective. One, you can say your team manage to accomplish your plan. So means you are looking for a team, or you want a team, or you need a team who can really work on your task to accomplish your plans or targets. That is one way to look into this. Maybe you are looking for a right team, you are looking for a team who can really work on your plans and make that possible the way you want. That is one way. Another way, if you see, you can see in a different way that you manage your team to accomplish your plan. Means here you are considering that you are the one who is going to drive, you are the one who is going to manage your team and ensure that whatever plans you have, you will get delivered and get completed by them. So there is two way to look after this one. Now both the part, or you can say both these options are not incorrect or not even correct. But it is very important to understand at what stage, what kind of a role you are playing for your company and how you are conceiving and taking this subject. At the early stage, when you are at very novice stage, when you are at the building stage, when you don't have that very skilled manpower and you don't have that very ready to deliver kind of a mechanism or people with you, then it is very important role to play by you first, right? So you have to understand that when you are starting as a startup, you have to really play a very strong role here. So here the first level is you have to manage your team and ensure that your team is accomplishing your plans. That is the first stage. I have heard one interview of Vivek Oberoi. It was really interesting to take that example here. So I heard him. So he told in one of the interview and confessed, in fact, he said he met Aditya Chopra once, and Aditya Chopra has told him that he does have a real potential or a great potential to become more like a Shah Rukh Khan. But he said the problem is you believe that you are already arrived there. Okay, so very important lesson to listen from here. He was at early stage of his career. He was really doing great. He said you have a potential, you really have a great potential, you can become a Shah Rukh Khan one day, but the problem with you is you already believe that you are already arrived and become a Shah Rukh Khan. That is the one of the big reason you are not moving further, you are not going on a growth path. So here also very important role to understand as an entrepreneur, as a founder of the company, that you have to believe that you are not yet arrived, that you are still on the growth path. You have to work on you, you have to drive the vehicle and ensure that whoever is coming as a pillion with you, make a right plan for along with them so you can really achieve it. So possibly the first stage you can arrive on this, you can say I will manage my team and ensure that my team will definitely work together with me and ensure that plan is going to be executed well. And maybe at the later stage, once you are really reached to a level, then you can say I have a team now, the team is going to make everything for me and I have already delegated or given assignment to them and they will ensure the plans will be executed. So now it is your choice that at what stage you are. So you have to pretend and you have to really figure out that at what stage you are really behaving and learn. But as a initial first 10 years, 15 years, when you are really building your company, I always suggest people to think like first level, where you have to think, I am going to drive the show, I am going to take the ownership, I am going to deliver everything from my end. Okay, so this is the first lesson. Now the second one is, when we are talking about the team, so a lot of people questioned us how to take an interview, what all precautions we need to really taken care when we are hiring the right people, how we ensure that the right people has been chosen or right people been hired, because that's a big risk for the initial early start for the startup, that in case if you are not hiring the right people, you're losing your pie, you're losing your time, you're losing your money and everything. So you have to be very cautious about when you are selecting your people at early stage. So basis on my own experience, I can tell you that three important things which I normally see in the people when I am hiring. First, your skills for the job. Of course, you have to be very specifically clarified to yourself. You need to be very sure about that, for what purpose you are hiring that person, because unless you are not sure for what purpose you are taking, then of course you won't be able to make the right scope of work for the person. So skills for the job is very important. Second, ensure that he is going to be a more like a solution finder for you. So during the interview, you have to question him what kind of a challenges he has already faced during his earlier experiences, or even if he is a fresher, what is kind of a attitude he have. Either he really have that kind of a approach towards solving the problem, or he is more like a complainant person, where every time there is a problem he will always come to you. So you have to select the right person who is going to resolve and solve his problem by himself. At least he will find the solution by himself, and he will not come with the challenges to you. Because as a organizer, or as a lead of the organization, you want some such people though who can really find their own ways before, rather coming to you with the complaints and come with the more burdens to you. So you have to judge with the all your assessment, either the person really have that approach and attitude, either he can really solve the problem for what skills he is coming with. Third, very important, that the speed of action. Whatever great skills have, but in case if the speed is very slow, if he is not giving the right approach and he is not delivering the things on right time, possibly he is not the right person for you. Because at a startup phase, you want someone who can really go along with your speed and with your pace. If he is not matching with your speed, obviously the great skills also will be not of any use to you. So ensure that whoever you are taking, he should really have that great speed. Even if the skills are less, you can always upgrade, you can upskill, you can reskill the skills with him, you can train them, you can guide them. But in case if attitude is the problem, you cannot change that attitude. So main important factor here is to find that either the person does really have that right attitude to solve problem, he does really have a right attitude with the speed to deliver it. So that need to be really checked during the interview time. So even if you have heard about lot of management people, even if someone is hiring CEO, or maybe the middle management people, or higher middle management, so they don't question what kind of experience you have, what kind of academics they have done. They just try to understand if the person have already come across some challenges, how he managed to resolve it, how he has managed his failures, how he managed and how he is really conducting and handling their failures. That is more important, because as a startup you want someone who can really share your burden, share your all that pain, and who can really give that solution at the right time to you. So that is very important at the time when you are really finding your right people for the early stage. Second is role clarity. When you are really hiring the people, the most of the time I have observed, the startup people are not able to convey the right message to the person, that for what exactly the person has been hired. So role clarity is very important when you are really hiring the right people. So define very clear scope of work, for what purpose you are hiring the person. Be very sure about that these are the high scope of work. Possibly because of the an early stage, you may engage and involve him in different other activities and other separate programs, but at least he should know that for what purpose he has been hired. The scope of work is very important to define from the day one, to clarify the person that this is the job you need to deliver to the company. Second, the key parameter indicators, because once you have that key parameter indicators for them, so you are assuring him that these are the parameters we are, basis on that we are going to evolve you, assess you, or we are going to evolve you. So you have to check that whenever you are giving that role clarity, it should always go with the KPI indicators as well. Third is your milestones, because you have to give that all assurance that the person who is going to join you, what kind of a roadmap you are giving to him. Either when he is joining, he should be comfortable with you to join your organization, and he should see that once he is joining your company, he can see his future along with you for at least 2 year, 3 year, 4 years. Unless you are not giving that right roadmap to him or milestone to him, possibly he will not really, he may not get comfortable with you. So that role clarity is most of the important part here to play when you are really starting new, because at early stage you don't have that big aura to show to the people, you don't have that brand building activity, or you don't have that massive office or that infrastructure to give that confidence to people. So in that situation, more the precise definitions and clear indications you are giving to the people make a lot of difference here. Okay, that clarity gives that indication to the person that may today the company is not in that great possible infrastructure positioning, but possibly tomorrow this company does have that potential to take it to the next level. Okay, so that is role clarity. Now if we want to understand the management side, so we have to really understand exactly the expectation from the other side also, what exactly people are understanding and expecting from us. So there are 4 factors for which people are coming and joining us. One, learning growth. People are coming at early stage, they feel like, okay, this company is at the startup phase, may I will learn and grow something and take something great for myself. Second, maybe for the profile growth, someone is coming to look for a high profile, they are working as an assistant manager or maybe executive, they look here and trying to be a manager or senior manager, they feel like my profile is going to be upgraded here. Third is financial growth, possibly you are giving and offering something more than what you are expecting, they are expecting. Authority growth. So these are the 4 major factors for which people are coming to you. But maximum time, most of the time or maximum time, we are mostly talking about either the profile or the financial growth. We feel like, okay, the person is coming to us because he is looking for a higher profile or maybe for the higher growth. But learning and authority is also one of the big factor need to understand. And at early stages, profile and growth is for just on the paper for you, because you are a startup organization. You, even if you give a position to him, it makes no difference, because unless he is not given that authority, it is of no use to you, right? So learning and the profile and financial and authority is the main key part. In case if you want to, and if we really understand and go into the depth for the learning, if what all you can do, maybe the training to upskill and reskill to the company, to the people, what kind of a training and how you are ensuring that who is joined you, who is already part of your team, how you are upgrading their skills, or when you are talking to him, if there is some gap in his learning, how you are supporting and giving that all possible chances for him to upgrade or reskills. That is very important. And plus what kind of a certification and encouragement you do, because in some way we feel like, okay, the training is something a cost for us, possibly we don't want to spend money on it, but we have to understand that what all they are going to learn, they are going to execute and apply in your organization only, so they are going to add value in your project and your plans. So very important. The people in my case also, the people which I have taken as an intern, so now I understand that after 3 years, 5 years, when they are upgraded and become a manager and senior manager in my organization, so the kind of growth I have seen, that is the one of the big reason they have managed to retain with me, and they have believed in the company that whatever they are learning over the period, they believe that, okay, next 3-4 years they will learn and they will upgrade their skills and make their career better with us. So you have to give that roadmap and understand how you can contribute to upgrade their skills. And but of course, without certification, without that tangible assessment, unless you are not converting that into real certification or something token you are giving to them, it is not going to be considered as a solution, or maybe something will be not addressed or registered with them. So ensure that whatever actions you are doing in this part, you have to make some kind of a practices. May if you are doing some quarterly activity, or may if you are doing some training, give some kind of a certification, some kind of acknowledgement to them, to encourage and make them feel like they are really learning. You have to make them understand that they what all they have learned from here. So that is important. Then the growth path, the roadmap of all what you are going to convey to him, you have to sit with him and make that roadmap to clarify that how he is going to grow with you, along with you, with the clear indicators, what kind of indicators you are giving to him. So he should be very clear from the day one what kind of a performance he need to deliver, and once he achieve, then of course he will definitely achieve what profiles he is looking for. So you have to sit with him and make a right roadmap along with him to make him understand that we together working on it and ensuring that your profile will definitely upgrade to the next level. So guide to achieve. So when you are doing a review meetings, so you have to ensure that rather you are just making him uncomfortable and asking him why the things are not happening. It is better to sit with him and make a plan that how, if he achieve this all plan, how he can become a manager to senior manager. When you will talk to him in such a way where you will make him comfortable and ensure them that let's together work on this and make this possible, possibly he will be more keen to come to you and discuss about the whole topic. Financial growth, you have to give very clear plan to him that how the performance is going to make more benefit and commercial benefit to him. Unless if you are not giving him in writing, it is not going to convey to him. May lot of people are giving schemes, we are giving lot of such offers to them, but unless if it is not properly got registered, if it is not feeded well, possibly it is not going to register with them. Better give them in a writing. May if you are giving them a performance sheet, so take a acknowledgement, take a signature from them, review on the right time to ensure that they are really doing it and achieving it also. So once the program is done, or maybe once the scheme is over, after that if you are just sitting and doing an analysis and just making him uncomfortable, rather prior or in between do the review meetings and make them push, try to monitor and push him to the level where he can really achieve and take the best benefit of it. Okay, so monitoring is very important and pushing is important. And push doesn't mean that you just need to go on a very harsh way or you need to control him. You have to guide and train him. You need to be a hand-holding solution for him, where you are trying to be a part of his journey and ensuring that you have to achieve this. So whatever support is required, you are adding value there. Okay, and the next is authority, clarity on hierarchy. Lot of time we observe there are two type of employees we observe in the company. One, those who are a bit aggressive personalities, they have a less skills, maybe they are having a very aggressive persona, they have very aggressive personality, they are more vibrant in the office, but the silent people, those who are really achieving, they are getting overshadowed by them. So if you have a clear hierarchy there, if you are clarifying that key, this is the kind of hierarchy you have, how the things are really functioning here, maybe both the people are getting balanced here. So clarity on the hierarchy to both the people are very important to clarify that how the things are functioning in your office, and the process is the standardized method here. If you have a standardized method where you can say even me and everyone is abide by the process and law, so I think it will give a clear message to them. So their performance and their all actions will speak, rather their personality and their one-to-one interaction is going, it's not going to be a parameter to take the best benefit of all the performances. The performance should be always which should be beneficial for the company, not for the individuals or that personality or relationship. So that is the expectations. If you really understand and work on this, possibly you will be able to really retain your employees. You will understand their side. Also, you will help them to really achieve their numbers and targets. So this is the management side. What is the role of management? So now when we say what exactly you are going to deliver there, so rather you get engaged and involved in the whole activity of execution. Your job is actually more like a governance, because it's more like a positioning you have, where with the governance you have to provide enough good infrastructure for the people where they can really perform and take it to the next level. So that is your task. You have to work on that first. Second, strategies. You have to have a right strategies for the people, where the people can really work on the defined strategies and processes where the people don't have any confusions. They have very clarity about what exactly they are doing to the company. So that is your key role. Next is the policies. Policy is something which you can define that how the rules and regulations will be and how the strategy is going to function. And the monitoring part. So these are the governance part of the management team. You have to be more actively on this side. If you really work on this part, So possibly what all execution sites you have, you will get enough good time to get engaged with your team and work along with them, because once this is defined, then it will be very easy for you to work along with them and guide them and mentor them. Rather, most of the time what we are doing, we are trying to get involved in the execution part, and we are losing the people confidence also. So when we are talking about infrastructure, you have to give a complete support function to perform to the people. It's not about assets, it's more about how you are going to make people's life easy. That support is very important there. Strategies, the clarity on your actions. If you have a clarity within yourself, if the management is clear about what they want from the people, what targets they want to achieve, how they want to achieve, the more it will be conveyed to the people, they will be able to easily deliver it. Policies, terms and rules, and the discipline. So terms and rules are defined, and if you are driving it and if you are believing and perceiving from the top, they will also take the same rules and regulation and define that and give that discipline to the company. Monitoring to improve and to evolve. Okay, so these are the important part for the management governance. Now coming to the management, when we are assigning, because this is the most important part, when we say we want to get our job done. So when we are giving a task to the people, so mostly we say we delegate the task, we assign the task. I believe that rather you assign and delegate the task, it's always better you ask people to do the task, right? So it's always good, because demanding is always authoritative. It's always, expecting something is always authoritative, but you're asking something, always go humble and better. So when you are giving a task to someone, always try to ask that task to the people, and you have to question these few things. One, what you will give it to them, then who is going to do that task, then when it is going to happen. Means this is the basic structure normally we follow. But along with them, if you give the why section also, then you are really engaging those people and you are involving them in the complete basic cause as well. When they know that this task is going to happen for what purpose and how it is going to impact on the company and for other cause also, so they get more involved, more engaged with the whole thought process, gives more better results. So always share that how it is going to engage and how it is going to be a beneficial for the company. So why is very important. Now in case if everything has been given, also it is very important that you have to convey how they will do, because it has been observed maximum time when the task is given to the team, 30-40% people are not at all understanding what exactly they receive and what exactly to be done on that. So it is very important with the example you have to convey how to do that task, so there will be a clear understanding on the task, so they can really deliver better. So how is very important, that is the job of management, that is the job of the leader, you can say. Now if you have given a task, the task has been given, so of course review is very important role. You cannot simply say the task is given and once the job is done, then afterward and after the job and the completion I will talk to the team. Then of course you are all loose and given a loose end where the task has been already done. Either you are done good or bad, after that you are just doing an analysis part. So better you should have a proper review system. So in between, if you have that some mechanism where in between if you are having a review mechanism, so you can understand where the things are going wrong, you can help them to really modify and do and take them back on the track. So help is very important in the review. And I will always suggest that whenever you are giving any kind of a timelines, or when you are giving any kind of a timelines or maybe the targets and numbers, never change that, because the day you are taking that liberty to change and modify your timelines and your target numbers, that means you are giving all control to the people to really take that all excuses every time. So irrespective anything goes wrong, you have to set that example and ensure that what you have defined and decided, even though no matters if it is not been achieved later, you can assess, you can understand why it has not happened, but never accept any kind of modifications in your target deadlines or target numbers. And of course if they are not able to achieve it, here the role of management of or leader is going to come in the play. You have to set that example. In case if they are not able to fulfill, or maybe not able to achieve it, if you can get involved and make an example and make them possibly make them, and you can get involved and get it done and show them as a set of example that this is possible, that is going to be really make a lot of difference. And that is the job of leader, or that is the job of mentor. If something they are not able to do it, you have to prove it and show them as an example that this is practically possible. If I can do it, they can also do it. So help and sticking on your plan is very important. So don't change your plan, never change your plan. No problem if you are not achieving, you can do assessment part, you can do analysis part later on, but stick to your plan. That is very important. Set that example. Okay, now there is a big difference, there is a very small difference, you can say very fine line between the control and management. So a lot of people are misleading on this. They don't understand what is the difference between control and the management. So now in case if we understand the control part, the way we are really giving our task or conducting or handling our team, always demand to deliver. We always expect whatever I will give the task to the people, they should deliver it. So that is a command, that is never, that is should not be called as a management. No ask policy. People have no liberty to question you. Fear is the authority. You always trying to give that fear in their mind that karna hi padega, if you don't do this they will lose job or something. A fear in them, it is going to drive. So that authority is something more like a control. One side communication, you convey that okay, this is something which I conveyed, you have to deliver it. There is no scope of any communication, no room for modification. Where if the people are not comfortable, you have not understood either they are really capable to deliver that, you are just giving them and expecting them to deliver. Single source decision, one person single decision is happening, means they know that anytime anything could change, anyone can change target, any decision can be changed. So that is something is more like a control. On the management side, when you are really working as a management, work together to achieve. So you are always along with the team, you always ensure that team is engaged with you. Discuss to plan, when you are planning any kind of a task, you are discussing with the key people and making that plan really workable, and you take the suggestions and modifications also. Motivation is the power here, because you don't expect people to get into the fear. You have that motivation factor to really get to the people and ensure that they are working along with you. Open for the discussions. Even if there is a resistance, you are on the table to discuss on that. You ensure that you do a debate part, you brainstorm it, you try to convey the message to people that why it is necessary, even though if it is maybe on a stretch level, if it is bigger side, or maybe it sounds like a non-achievable, but you should have that right method to convey your message. So open discussion is very important here. Evolve with the suggestions. So you take all good suggestions so you can really evolve, because there are a lot of members, they don't open up only because they have a lot of fear in their mind, so they don't want to open up and give their suggestions. So more you have a good atmosphere in your office, there will be more suggestions, you can really take the best benefit of it. And process driven decision. So you have to convey that message to the people that this company is driven by the driven by the process, and even I am also abide by them. So in case if this is the authority given through this process, so it will happen by that only. Even if you are coming to me, we are not going to change this is driven by the process. So you can always take that as a stand. So any excuses, new things will not come in the mind, and people will start adopting that process, and that is going to be a practice and rule and terms for the company. So that's how you have to control and define that, either it is a control or management. So management always work with the process. Yeah. So in the crux, overall, in case if you see in the 2 lines, you can get your answer. One, your team manage task. So you have to make your team and empower them so they can really manage your team, the task which is given to you, and you manage your team. So when you will learn and you will start making management, or you will start governing your team, you will be getting all your answers, your team will start giving all tasks to you. Okay, so I think overall these are basic things will give all the answers to your questions. Why people are not retaining with you, why people are not feeling great with you, because we are just expecting people to only deliver as per our expectations. When we will start working along with them, when you will start managing your team rather managing the task, things will be completely changed. So you give the task to the people, let them manage their task, and you work and ensure that your team has been managed by you. So that is the simple answer to all your questions.